Okay, so I'm back with another episode. It is episode 3 of the podcast. Today we will be talking about Baker Mayfield requesting a trade, Deshaun Watson traded to the Browns, Von Miller traded to the Bills, Davante Adams traded to the Raiders, Chandler Jones signs to the Raiders, Juju Smith-Schuster signs with the Chiefs, DJ Moore extended for 4 more years, Allen Robinson signs with the Rams, Julio Jones released by the Titans, and yeah, so a lot of stuff, but it's been a lot. It's been really hectic in the NFL the past couple of days. I don't think anything else will really happen that's big. I mean, I'm trying to think of free agents. Obviously Baker Mayfield it was gonna be traded, but I don't know when. And Jameis Winston still needs to find a team, I think. But other than that, I can't really think of anything. Um, This is recorded March 19th, so in case anything happens. Yeah. Whew. I'm watching the Baylor and North Carolina game, March Madness, and it's been crazy. Baylor was down by like 25, and that would have been a crazy upset, but they came all the way back, and North Carolina had the chance to win, but they missed the game winner, and now they're in overtime. Baylor's currently down by 6 with 21 seconds left. They have the ball, but it's not looking good for them. Whew, I thought Baylor was going to go to the Final Four. I mean, I think everyone thought. I mean, they won last year. It's crazy how much that like even though oh ow some guy just hit his head on the back of the floor. It's crazy how much college kids try more than the NBA kids because like even in the playoffs the NBA players don't even try this hard. But I mean I get it. Like they're trying to show off that they're hard workers and stuff to get to the league. But yeah. All right. Now into the topic. So the first topic we'll be talking about is Baker Mayfield requests a trade. So, if anyone didn't see this, the Browns were trying to get Deshaun Watson behind Baker Mayfield's back essentially uh and so obviously Baker Mayfield was going to be released or traded, but then Deshaun Watson at that moment ended up saying that it was just between the Falcons and Saints. And so then the Browns were like, "Oh, so now there's like bad chemistry here because we are just trying to get rid of you and replace you." But the guy said no. So Baker Mayfield was like, "Nah, it's not the same anymore." So he requested a trade, and the teams that are interested in him are the Colts and the Seahawks. The Colts just traded Carson Wentz, and the Seahawks obviously just traded Russell Wilson. But honestly, the Colts, I would actually like him there. They need a quarterback, and Baker Mayfield is still a good quarterback. He was definitely overrated, but he's still a decent, good quarterback. Like he's not that bad. Um, he was injured playing last season. The Seahawks. I don't know. I don't know. They would probably trade him to the Seahawks so they could get him out of the conference, but I think I like the Colts more. Um, and also Baker Mayfield, I kind of feel bad for him. He kind of just gave it his all there, and like they just got rid of him, literally. I mean, he did what no other Browns player could do and bring them to the playoffs. Carolina just. Baylor literally just almost gave up the ball twice, and then they shot an air ball, and there's just been like 10 injuries in the past minute. I'm trying to watch while talk, but it looks like Baylor is gonna lose. They're down by 6 with 3 seconds left, but yeah, okay. Um, so yeah, I feel like I really feel bad for Baker because like you just went behind his back and they got rid of him. He brought you to the playoffs, and it was just all behind his back. So I don't know. I know Browns fans didn't want Baker, but come on. He did something that no one has done for your organization in a bunch of times. He changed the culture there. People wanted to play with him. People actually wanted to go to the Browns. Like, but yeah, I like the Colts the best from, but I wouldn't mind the Seahawks honestly. The next topic we'll be talking about is the Deshaun Watson traded to the Browns. So Baker Mayfield's replacement. So Deshaun Watson just got traded for essentially just a bunch of picks, 6 or 7 picks. Um, Now, how will this affect the Browns? This will. I think the Browns are going to the playoffs. Actually, I'm not sure about that because of how stacked the AFC West is. But I mean, how stacked the AFC is just in general. But yeah, I could definitely see them going to the playoffs. I think I could see them winning one game. I mean, you have a top five quarterback in Deshaun Watson if he's close to what he was in 2020. You have one of the best running backs in the NFL in Nick Chubb. You also have probably the best backup in Kareem Hunt, or I mean that's a toss up between him and Tony Pollard. But for your wide receivers, you really don't have that much. But oh wait, no, they just signed Amari Cooper. I forgot. But besides Amari Cooper, you don't really have anyone else. But this will definitely be the best team that Deshaun Watson has been on for sure. In the best situation he's been on. You also have Miles Garrett. You have a good defense. You have all these things. You guys should make the playoffs. It's just going to be close because the AFC is so stacked. Let me just name a couple of players for you guys that are in the AFC. Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, uh, J.C. Jackson, Derek Carr, Davante Adams, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Russell Wilson, Von Miller. He just went to the AFC because he's on the Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I mean, this isn't even everyone. Like, dude, all of these, there's like so many good quarterbacks, so many good defensive players, everything. Like, there's just everything there. I mean, yeah, it'll be definitely close, but I do think they could make the playoffs for sure. Deshaun Watson is that type of quarterback. The next thing we'll be talking about is Von Miller traded to the Buffalo Bills. The contract was $120 million for 6 years. Now, I know people were saying that this was a really bad contract, but it really wasn't. Von Miller is still a good edge rusher. Like, he's still good. Like, he's obviously wasn't what he was in his prime. I mean, no one's gonna be as good as they were now that they're old. But I mean, the contract really wasn't that bad. I do not like how long it is. If it would have been 4 years, I would have been like, okay. But 6 years, I'm a little bit nervous about. I feel like those last couple years could come back to haunt the Bills. But I think this is a really good move. Um, he adds obviously just edge presence because that's one of the main things the Buffalo Bills needed, and they got that. So, does this make this Bills Super Bowl favorites? Ooh, I think it does, but the main problem for me is their running back. Like, they don't have anything. Yes, Devin Singletary is okay, but uh, they were gonna get the guy from Washington, but then he said no. So, but yeah, I think this does make the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl favorites. You have top three quarterback in Josh Allen. You have one of the best wide receivers in Stephon Diggs. You have the best pass defense in the NFL. You have Tre'Davious White. You have all these really good players, but I don't know if they could get past the Chiefs. I mean, that's been the kryptonite for the past 2 years. If they want to get past the Chiefs, they're gonna have a talk with Stephon Diggs. Remember how like 2 years ago he stayed behind, watched the confetti fall, watched the Chiefs celebrate, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna go off for like 200 yards the next time he faces the Chiefs," and then he had like 7 yards literally. Uh, in the playoffs this year, like he absolutely just choked. Gabriel Davis had like two, literally had the 200 yards, like 4 touchdowns. Oh, I also forgot to name this. They also have Dawson Knox, who I think is really underrated, but the biggest thing will just be the Chiefs. They almost made it past them this year. They should have. And honestly, I think if they made it past the Chiefs, they would have won the whole entire thing. I do think that, or they would at least went to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they would have defeated the Rams, but they would have for sure beat the Bengals. Then okay, the next topic is my favorite. Davante Adams traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. So, in this new contract, he's gonna be making $28 million a year. He's gonna be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. The previous one was DeAndre Hopkins, but oh my God, Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in the NFL, and we have him. I mean, I know I said Cooper Kupp had a better season in the first episode, but I just said better season, and I emphasized that in that episode. I do think Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in the NFL, but Cooper Kupp had a way better season last year, and Cooper Kupp could, uh, for sure become the best wide receiver in the NFL this year. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, Davante Adams. Oh my God, he's probably the best route runner. He brings hands, and he finally gives Derek Carr a wide receiver one. Finally, a good wide receiver for Derek Carr to throw to. Derek Carr's been putting up all these numbers while having some of the worst wide receivers in the NFL. Like, our wide receiving core is good now. Like, it's great. You have Davante Adams as a number one, Hunter Renfrow, who is probably gonna be the best number two in the NFL. I mean, he was a Pro Bowler last year, and now he's a number two. Like, come on. The only bad thing is our number three. I mean, if Deshaun Jackson stays, I don't know if he's even there anymore. I guess he's an okay number three. He's a really good deep threat, but yeah. I mean, Davante Adams is on the Raiders. Oh my, dude, when they, cause didn't he accept a franchise tag? I think he did. I was so sad because people kept saying how he was going to come to the Raiders. There's a strong possibility. And then when he accepted that, I was so mad and so sad. But then he came to the Raiders. I remember, like, it was just so random. I was just sitting there, and then, like, out of nowhere, I just got the notification, and all I saw was Davante Adams and Raiders. And I was like, what? And I thought it was going to be like the Raiders were going to get. Uh, Davante Adams, but the Packers decided to pay him more, or something like that. And then I click on it, and it says Davante Adams traded to the Raiders, and oh my, and the reason he came to the Raiders was because uh, I think the Packers actually offered more money, but he's always wanted to be a Raider and always play with Derek Carr. Now this is crazy. Um, now like there's just such a good connection between him and Derek Carr. Him and Derek Carr are literally best friends. They always do stuff together and stuff like that. They played at Fresno together. They were teammates, so we don't have to worry about chemistry or anything. Um, Now, all these Raider fans that were saying to trade Derek Carr, if we would have traded Derek Carr, we wouldn't have gotten Davante Adams at all, because Davante Adams mostly came to the Raiders to play with Derek Carr. I am just like so excited to finally watch the Raiders and show that and okay, no, first off, I'm excited because Derek Carr is hopefully finally gets praised for how good he is. Now that he actually has a weapon. And also, I'm just excited to watch the Raiders so much. Like last time it was depressing to watch the Raiders. Like seriously. They still made the playoffs somehow. And honestly, I think they could win the game this year. I know the AFC West is stacked, but come on. This just makes the AFC West even more talented. I mean, the Raiders have the best wide receiver in the AFC West and in just the NFL. I mean, the AFC West, the wide receivers in there are crazy. Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Davante Adams, like it's just crazy. But yeah, I do think the Raiders can make the playoffs. Now, let's talk about the Raiders that they're signing, which I'm really excited about. Chandler Jones to the Raiders. We needed another edge rusher. I mean, we didn't really play Max Crosby too much on the edge. If you watch the Raiders, like he was on the edge a good amount, but not as much as we should. I think he should just fully go to the edge. I mean, Crosby and him and Chandler Jones are definitely the best edge rushing duo in the AFC West, probably in the AFC. Like, dude, Chandler Jones is a 12 through 16 sack type of guy and is still one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Max Crosby had over 100 pressures last season. That is crazy. in the Chargers game, he was literally the only one who gave me hope. Like I'm so, and we also like signed Max Crosby to an extension. I was so excited about that because, he, like he's probably my favorite player on that team. But oh my God, I'm just so excited because. Like the quarterbacks are fearing this duo, especially in the AFC West. Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Justin Herbert. Watch out! Watch your backs at all time. Watch your sides. Watch the front. They're gonna get. I guarantee you this. This is gonna be Max Crosby's best season. I mean, he was a first-time Pro Bowler last season. He was already great. He's gonna be even better this year. I'm just so excited to watch them. And yeah, I'm just. The Raiders literally didn't do anything for the first or 2 days, and they just completely turned it around. Stephon Gilmore. I don't think we could get him anymore because of the money with Davante Adams. And also, like, no one, there was really no new news on Stephon Gilmore yesterday. I mean, if we could still get Stephon Gilmore, then this will even make it better. We got another corner because Casey Howard went to the Falcons, I think. I mean, if they get Stephon Gilmore, I'm already so happy, but I'm gonna be even more happy. Okay, okay, that's enough for the Raiders. Next, Juju Smith-Schuster has signed with the Chiefs. Now, dude, I literally predicted this. Well, no, I said what they should do and they didn't. With the Chiefs, I feel like their biggest problem was trying to get or finding another wide receiver. Yes, you have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. I mean, we all know how fast he is, how good of a receiver he is. I mean, yeah, but other than that, they didn't have anyone. They had, I think, Donovan People-Jones. I mean, he's okay. He's a good number three, but yeah, this is exactly what the Chiefs needed. Uh, how this will affect the Chiefs. This could for sure, like as I said, this will just give. No, as a Raiders fan, this is depressing, but um, like for the Chiefs, this is a really good move because this gives Mahomes even more weapons than he already had. It's gonna make Mahomes even better. He has another option to throw to. Now he has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, now that is a good trio of weapons. Kelsey is probably the second best tight end in the NFL. I think Mark Andrews was better. Tyreek, one of the best wide receivers. Juju, a Pro Bowler. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be even better. Ugh, I don't even know how they can be better, but yeah. So I think that was a really good move for the Chiefs. Really underrated move, honestly. I mean, that's literally like the only thing they've done this off season. They haven't done anything else. But yeah, that's a really good move. Um, Next, we'll be talking about DJ Moore being extended for 4 more years. So, DJ Moore has had 4 straight 1,100 yard seasons receiving. To me, he's a top 15 wide receiver for sure. Um, this was a good move because uh, DJ Moore has the potential to even be better, and you just extended him for 4 years. I don't know, honestly, I didn't think like they would be able to like he would agree because the Panthers are in a bad situation right now, especially since they didn't get Deshaun Watson, your quarterback's Cam Newton. But um, this affects like the Panthers really good because now you have a future wide receiver for sure, a future number one for at least the next 4 years. Um, but the only thing that I do not like about DJ Moore is his receiving touchdowns. He needs to get way more touchdowns next season. In his four in the past 4 years, he's had 2 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, and 4 touchdowns. He can't get more than 5 touchdowns. Come on. I mean, the yards are there, but you gotta score more. At least have 7 or 8 next year. But yeah, I think that was a really good decision by the Panthers. Panther fans should be really happy about that. Um, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention this is like all off season like stuff. Like it's all free agent signings and trades. But next, Allen Robinson signs with the LA Rams. So, this is really interesting. We all know Allen Robinson had his worst year last season, but other than that, he's a 1,000 yard receiver. He's a Pro Bowler. I think this is a really good team for Robinson to bounce back on, to get back into what we all know he is. But the more interesting part about this is, what are the Rams gonna do with OBJ and Robert Woods? So Robert Woods was injured the whole season last year. OBJ they bring in like week 10, week 11, I think. And he was really good, especially in the Super Bowl, even though he only had like two catches, but they were really big catches. But now, what are they going to do with them? Because that's a lot of wide receivers. Obviously, Cooper Cup's going to be your number one. Um, Allen Robinson's probably your number two. OBJ, actually, I don't know. I mean, the two can really be OBJ or Allen Robinson, but they have to trade someone. But as we all know, OBJ is a free agent. The Rams still have not signed them. I thought that was gonna be a first day thing. The Rams are just gonna get that out the way, but nope. Seems like the Rams are gonna go with Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, and Cooper Cup. I mean, let's not forget how good Robert Woods was last a couple years ago. 1,000 yards. He was at number one on the team until Cooper Cup took over. But yeah, I think they're honestly not gonna get OBJ. Uh, I heard the Packers are interested now that Davante Adams is gone, but I think I would probably pick Robert Woods over OBJ. I think OBJ for sure got overrated during the regular season. Like people were like, "Oh my gosh, he's already back to his old self." Like he had 400 yards. Come on. uh, in total in that season, last season, he had 800 yards. Like, dude, that's not even a Pro Bowl. Like, he's not that great. He's good, but um, now the fits that I like for OBJ is the Colts. I think the Colts would be perfect for Odell Beckham Jr. because right there, their only wide receiver is Michael Pittman. And the only thing that I would say that they shouldn't bring him to the Colts, or that he shouldn't sign with the Colts, is if the Colts get Baker Mayfield. Because, I mean, they were already in Cleveland together and Odell was trash there. But I really like the Colts for Odell Beckham Jr. They have Michael Pittman, but they need another wide receiver there. And whoever's the quarterback there, they'll use him for sure. Now they'll have Jonathan Taylor, Odell Beckham, whoever the quarterback is, Michael Pittman Jr. They would just, and on defense, they still have all those key players. But yeah, I really like that for him. And for Robert Woods, I also like the Colts or the Falcons. Now that Calvin Ridley's gonna be out for the whole season because he got suspended. The Falcons literally just re-signed Cordell Patterson this morning. So yeah, I think Robert Woods, that's a really good fit. And this other option I was thinking, did the Rams just sign Robert Woods? I mean, did the Rams just sign Allen Robinson because OBJ is gonna be out, and they're still gonna keep OBJ, but they just signed Allen Robinson because OBJ is gonna be out for most of the season. He won't come back till like week 8, at least half the season. He tore his ACL for the second time. I mean, we all know the doctors in LA are crazy, but that's what I'm thinking is another option that they just signed Allen Robinson. So for those 8 weeks, 10 weeks, they'll have a good wide receiver besides Cooper Cup. Because I don't know if Robert Woods is gonna be ready by the uh, start of the season, but he should be. But that'll just be another option. So it could just be a replacement for OBJ just for the first couple weeks. But honestly, I think they're not gonna sign back OBJ because why wouldn't they have done it already? It's been 3, 4 days of free agency, like a week already, and they still have not done it. So I'm honestly not sure. Uh, oh my gosh, James Wiseman is suffering a setback. I really want to see him play. Okay. Now the next topic. Julio Jones has been released by the Tennessee Titans. Um, so first off, as much as I hate to say it, Julio Jones is a bad wide receiver now. I mean, he is just not good, like at all. He's had two 400 yard seasons, um, and he is just not the same as he used to be. But what do you expect? He's old. Um, And also, the difference between the NFL and basketball is basketball, you can play for a little bit longer than the NFL, or you'll still be better. I mean, look at LeBron. He's 36, 37, and he's still putting up MVP numbers. But here, Julio Jones is like 31, 32, and he's already bad. And we're seeing, and Keenan Allen is going to be bad soon. But yeah, Julio Jones is obviously not what he once was. I don't know if he will get another job, honestly. I don't know if another team's going to sign him. I mean, what would they use him for? At best, he's a low tier number two option. Probably not even that. I mean, he's been injured a lot these past couple seasons. I mean, he is just not good anymore. And I hate to say it because Julio Jones is one of the best wide receivers of all time. He is probably the most dominant wide receiver of all time besides like Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. But yeah, I mean, his stats are crazy. You could honestly say he's a top 10 wide receiver all time. But ever since he got traded from the Falcons, he just wasn't the same. Um, he's also like, I don't know. He's kind of like the Derrick Rose of the NFL. Everyone wants to see him win a championship or a ring or a Super Bowl. I mean, I keep calling it a championship because that's what it's called in the NBA. But everyone wants to see him win the Super Bowl, but he is just not, I don't think. But yeah, he is. Yeah, he is literally like the Derrick Rose of the NFL. He was once one the best player in the NBA or one he was once one of the best players in the NFL. Um but now he's just bad. Like he's just not good. So yeah. I hope Julio Jones ends with another team because who doesn't want to see Julio Jones succeed? Now the fun fact for today is more than 100 million people typically watch the Super Bowl every year. And they eat around 14,500 tons of chips. Just chips. It is crazy, but yeah. That's the NFL fun fact for today. And yeah, those were my thoughts on all the recent free agency moves. And I know I was talking really fast, but I was really just so excited about the Davante Adams trade. Um, yeah. So, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another episode. I'll be back with another episode soon.